This video is all about how to self-correct a rotated pelvis. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you 3 really simple tests you can do at home to determine to see if your pelvis is A, rotated, and B, if it's rotated to the left or to the right. The second thing I'm going to share with you is 3 positions you should avoid if you want to avoid your pelvis rotating in the first place. And the last thing we're going to do as well is I'm going to give you some really simple stretches and some strengthening exercises to self-correct the rotated pelvis. Okay, let's get started. So this is the first test that helps to determine if you're struggling with a rotated pelvis. And what you need to do is just march on the spot. A few seconds, 3 to 5 seconds, stand still, and now take a look at your feet. And what you often see is if you're struggling with a rotated pelvis, one of your feet will be pointing more outwards. So in this case, the left foot is more pointing outwards, and that means I'm rotating towards the right. So my left foot is pointing outwards, so my pelvis is tilted towards the right. And that's important for the exercise that follow later on, so you know which muscles on which side to lengthen and to stretch, and which muscles to strengthen. So the second test you can do to determine if you have a rotated pelvis is a palpation. And what you need to do is you need to find 2 points on your pelvis called the ASIS. And they are located on top here. So you can Google it or just follow my lead as well. They're on the front, the top of the pelvis. And what you need to do is just place your thumbs on top of that bony bit. Yeah? And you just look down and see if one of the thumbs is sticking out more forwards than the other side. So in this case, my left thumb is sticking out a little bit more further forward than the right side. So my pelvis again is turned and twisted, rotated towards the right. That's your second test you can do. So this is the final test to help to determine if you're struggling with a rotated pelvis. And what you need to do is place your feet about next to each other, about 20 centimeters apart. Make sure your toes are roughly on the same line, same height. And then all you do now is you look down towards your toes and look at your thighs. And often with a rotated pelvis, one thigh is more prominent than the other thigh. So in this case, you can see my left thigh is more prominent than my right thigh. So my pelvis again is rotated towards the right. We all know what this is. It might be a wallet to you, but to me, it's one of the most common causes for a twisted and rotated pelvis. Let me demonstrate it to you. This is your pelvis, which sits normally around here. So let me turn this around for you. This is now the back of the pelvis. This is your right side. This is your left side. Here's your wallet. And this is what happens. I'm now slipping the wallet in my right back pocket. I'm slipping it here. And look, when I sit on it, I'm creating this whole twist and turn of the pelvis, where my right pelvis moves forward, my left pelvis moves backwards. So a wallet in your back pocket will create a rotated and twisted pelvis. So the first thing you need to do is take that wallet out of your back pocket. I'll give you 2 more tips on positions you need to avoid for the rotated pelvis, but they will come towards the end of the video. So I'm going to demonstrate a few stretches and exercises you can do to correct the rotated pelvis. Now the exercises I'm going to demonstrate to you are designed to correct a right rotated pelvis. So when you did your test, your left thumb should be in front of your right thumb. So your pelvis is located to the right. Now if you have a left twist in your pelvis, you should do the exercise the other way around. So this first exercise is to stretch the piriformis muscle. And remember when I said you were standing upright and one of the tests was your foot was pointing outwards? That's often because the piriformis muscle is really, really tight. So that's the first thing we're going to stretch now that will help to get your foot back in alignment again. So what you need to do is lay on your back, bend your right knee, place my left foot on top of my ankle, on top of my right knee, and all I'm doing now is pulling the right knee towards my chest. I'm holding this for about 10 seconds and repeat this 3 to 5 times. And obviously if your pelvis is rotated towards the left, you need to do it the other way around. So you need to place your right ankle on your left knee and then do the same thing here. So you hold this and come back again and you repeat this 3 to 5 times. And this will stretch the piriformis muscle, which will help you to get that foot back in alignment again. Another stretch, or actually a self-massage technique you can do for the piriformis muscle is one where you use a tennis ball. It's very intense, can be quite sore, but really effective. What you need to do is place the ball on the floor, bend your right knee, place your left ankle on top of your right knee, lift yourself off the floor with your hands, find the ball, and whilst you're stretching, you can now lower your weight onto the ball and rotate the ball on your piriformis muscle, on your buttocks. So just find some tender spots, rotate. When you have a tender spot, what you can do is just apply a bit of pressure, hold that pressure for about 10 seconds. It can be really sore, and then you rotate again. And the same thing, you do this about 3 to 5 minutes every day, and it will help to get the tension out of that piriformis muscle and get your foot back in alignment again. So this next exercise will help you to restore a little bit of mobility in the left hip. So remember, if I have a right rotated pelvis, my left foot was turning out a little bit. So if you demonstrate the exercise to get some stretch on your piriformis, what we also need to do is make sure that your hip has enough mobility inwards. And that's this next exercise we'll do. So if your pelvis is rotated to the left, obviously you need to do it the other way around. So what you need to do is lay on your back, bend your left knee, hook onto the outside of your left knee with your right heel, spread out your arms, which will prevent rotating, turning the spine too much, because you want all the movement on the hip. And now you're doing is you're just pulling your left knee far down as you possibly can. And now you hold this for about 30 seconds and repeat 3 times. And you can do this daily, or you can even do it 2 or 3 times a day. Yeah? And make sure you don't get too much rotation in your lower back. And obviously, if you have a left rotated pelvis, you need to do it the other way around. So we also need to stretch the groin area of the right side when you have a right rotated pelvis. That's what I'm going to demonstrate next. Now, there's several exercises you can do, but this is probably the easiest one. As you sit like this, feet as close to your buttocks as you possibly can. Grab the front of your feet, push them back towards your buttocks as much as you can. And all you do now is drop your knees towards the floor as far as you can. In this case, with the right, for the right knee, the right leg, I can accentuate it with my right elbow and push it down even further. And so you push it down as much as you can, sit upright. You can even bend forward a little bit. That will accentuate the stretch even more. Hold this again for about 10 seconds. Repeat about 5 times and do this 3 times a day. So it's a great stretch for the groin area of the right side. Now, if you have a left rotated pelvis, obviously what you do is you're focusing on the left side like this. So once you've finished the stretching exercises for your rotated pelvis, you should continue with this exercise. And this is a strength exercise to help to place the pelvis back into its original position. So I'm going to demonstrate to you for a right rotated pelvis. What I like about this exercise is it's one exercise fits all. So I don't have to separate my core and my hips and my glutes and my quads. This exercise incorporates all these muscles into one. So what you need to do is lay on your back, have a 90-degree angle in your hip and a 90-degree angle in your knee. Spread out your arms so you're nice and stable. The first thing you need to do is raise your tailbone off the floor, but keep your back on the floor. So you raise your tailbone off. And now what you do, without moving your feet, is you're pulling your left knee towards your left hip. So you're already getting this twist in the pelvis. And the next thing you need to do is move your right knee towards the ceiling without moving your feet. So this, again, this lovely twist in the pelvis, strengthening the right muscles. Hold this for about 10 seconds and repeat about 10 times. Yeah. Now, if this goes well, you move on to the next stage. So again, raise your tailbone off the floor, keep your low back on the floor, moving my left knee towards my pelvis, my right knee towards the ceiling. And now I'm going to move my right knee, trying to move it outwards, and my left knee move it inwards at the same time. And you should feel this on the outside of your right leg and the inside of your left leg. Same thing here. So hold this for about 10 seconds and repeat about 10 times. So tailbone off the floor, left knee towards my left hip, right knee towards the ceiling, and move feet out without moving my legs and my feet. Hold this for about 10 seconds and repeat about 10 times. And if this goes well, you can move on to the next stage, and all you do now is add a TheraBand around your knees, a little bit more resistance. So you're doing the same thing. On your back, arms wide, raise the tailbone off the floor, pull my left knee towards my left hip, right knee up towards the ceiling. Now my right knee goes out, and I'm getting this lovely twist with a bit more resistance from the TerraBand, and it really helps to strengthen the right muscles in your pelvis to combat that right rotation fixation. And again, if your pelvis was rotated towards the left, you need to do it exactly the other way around. A fantastic exercise, one exercise fits all, so good luck with this one. So the second position you want to avoid if you want to prevent a rotated pelvis is this, sitting with a crossed leg. You can imagine sitting with the crossed leg, how much pull we're getting now on the right hand side, how my right pelvis is now tilted backwards, my left pelvis is relatively tilted forward, and I'm sitting with a constant twist in the pelvis, which ultimately might lead to a twisted pelvis. So this is another position you need to avoid, sitting cross-legged. So make sure you sit upright with about 10 centimeters space between your feet. So the final position you should avoid when you want to prevent a rotated and twisted hip is standing like this. Putting all your body weight on one side, in this case my right side, where I'm looking at my right knee, I'm bending my left knee, and all my body weight is on one side, thereby twisting and rotating the pelvis. This is a very common position. You see people adapting this position when they're waiting for the bus, or waiting to be served, or waiting in the queue for concert tickets, or whatever they do. They go and stand like that, and that will give you a problem in the pelvis. So what you need to try and do is, when you're waiting for something, is have about 10-20 centimeter space between your feet, distribute your body weight evenly, and stand actively upright, and don't stand on one side. So there you are, some great exercises to self-correct your rotated pelvis, and some tips which will help you to prevent the rotated pelvis happening in the first place. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please don't hesitate and give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, or subscribe to my channel. So for now, I'd like to say, take care of yourself, take care of someone else as well, please, if you can, and bye for now. Bye-bye.